It's okay.
But okay. So Mr. Janja is a holder of a master's degree in electrical engineering from Togo. He is currently pursuing his PhD in chemical engineering and technology at Xi'an Jiatong University in China. Please, if you are not talking, can you kindly turn off your microphone? His research focuses on clean bioenergy, value-added materials with a vision targeting on a sustainable environment. He works on experimental as well as modeling approaches. He possesses extensive knowledge of thermochemical processing, mainly solvothermal treatment and electrical engineering, and the medium knowledge in machine learning approaches. From September 2019, he has contributed to 9 papers, including 6 as first author in various SCI index journals, including Fuel, Energy, Industrial and Engineering, Chemistry Research, Energy and Fuels, Science of the Total Environment, Process Safety and Environmental Protection. From the many conferences and workshops he has attended and been involved in many work groups, he has gained excellent communication, interpersonal and interdisciplinary skills, and is still very flexible to learn new things. Welcome, Mr. Janja, and the floor is yours now.
Thank you very much. Please, can I share my slides?
Sure. Tech team, please, can you make him a host so he can share his slides?
You can.
Just you're already a co-host, so you can just continue.
Can you see my slide, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much. First, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share about the little things I know about the research work and how to grow in the area of the PhD studies. Then, as said, my name is Janja. I'm from Togo, and since 2019, I've started my PhD degree at Xi'an University in chemical engineering and technology. As you heard before, my previous degree was electrical engineering, but now I am in chemical engineering. The transition was not very easy, but I overcame it, and now I'm not regretting the way I am on now. Since 2019, I have published several papers, like 10 SCI papers, including 7 as first author. I have 1 book chapter accepted to be published soon by Springer. I also have 1 Chinese patent with my professor. My professor is the first author, I am the second author. And also we have 1 paper submitted and 1 paper under revision for submission. My research area includes mostly on the valorization of the waste and biomass for the production of energy and materials. As you can see, my last major was electrical engineering. Now I'm trying to link my current focus to the previous focus. That's where we are talking about the supercapacitors electrode materials. The aim of this presentation is first to highlight about some basics related to the PhD studies and how to self-manage oneself to get looking forward. And also, as we all know, when we are talking about PhD, mostly in some countries like China, we are talking about publications, then how to get prepared for publications and how the learning method I have used. And also in China, mostly every PhD student or every research student has a supervisor. And here we used to work under the supervisor, not like in other countries where we used to work with the supervisor. Then I will also highlight about the supervisor relationship according to the experience I had and also according to some experience I have gotten from other people's also. Then the content of my presentation will be in 3 parts. The first is what should I know and what should I do before getting into PhD? Because one of the most important things in everything, like human or other things, is the roots. If the root is wrong, the tree will not grow very well. Then it's important to know what PhD before get in. The second thing is when you already get in PhD, what you should expect and what you should do. And also I finish with the supervisor relationship. First, what should I know and what should I do before get into a PhD study? The root of a tree nourish the tree and help them to grow. That's the same for the human also. These are the steps we should try to understand before get into PhD. I want to get into PhD, but first I need to know what is PhD about. PhD stands for what? You need to understand that first. And when you finish to understand that, you have to ask yourself, what are my career goals? What am I aiming for in this life? Can PhD study help me to reach it? Because I already understood what PhD stands for. Then now I try to make comparison with my career goals. If yes, then you can go to select a research area or a topic selection. Select a topic for your research. Mostly it is advised to not move from one research area to another one. Like if your bachelor was in a given field, it is advised to go for PhD in the same area. Then it will be easy. But sometimes something can happen and you will have to change. Like there are some people that are getting into PhD just because that was the only option they have when they got graduate from bachelor. That's why they are going for PhD, because they were not finding jobs or something like that. Then they decided to go to. That's not a good way, but some people used to do it like that. Then you need to select a research area, and it's advised to be relative to your previous backgrounds. When you select your research, then you will try to find the potential universities from where you can get that area or that topic be done. If you want to admit, if you get admitted there. When you select the university now, you need to find a professor. You cannot find a professor before find a topic. It's not good. You need to find a topic first, because that's what will define you. The topic is very important. The area of research, and importantly, the topic is very important for a research career. Otherwise, you'll drop out one day. Then let's go on. What's PhD stand for? As we all know, PhD means philosophy doctor. And also that means the love of wisdom, like people who like teaching wisdom. That's what we used to, people used to understand PhD. And mostly any PhD will tell you that PhD is the part of you to help in this life, because after your PhD, you will get a position somewhere. It's true that PhD used to give many skills that will help you. But as we know, each of us, when someone asks you about your job, you need to defend yourself. That's clear. Then anyone will tell you it's important. And another thing, when you go to PhD, you should know that you want to be a researcher. Like a researcher is like you will try to find a problem that you will solve, and you should be able to do it independently. Like if we are talking about the weather, if your weather is not easy, is not like free, available for you, you have to do it by yourself. You have to know that. And also everything is turning around the scientific research, and you need to bring new knowledge in the field, in your research field. That's why you need to take something you like, you love, and then you can be working on it every day. And the typical length of PhD study, some people used to do PhD like part-time job, part-time, and other people like full-time. Like us, we are in full-time. We have 3-4 years, and some other country you can have 5 to 6 years. It depends on which type of PhD you are doing. Before go to PhD, we should know that it's not because you have good grades in bachelor or in master, then you can go to PhD. That's the wrong way. That should not motivate you. or it is because you see that you will get money or something like that. It is true. People used to do it like that. But it's not like you will go here, you will like PhD is not you wake up, you learn something from your book, you will go write, and then you will get 11 or 10 or 20. That means that you succeed or something like that. One of the most important you will learn from PhD is the failure. If you are not failing, that means you are not doing PhD. PhD will require from you to do intensive things like you have to be struggling every day, every time you will have to be struggling. If you are away like that, and you know that there are some PhD students, you don't have any scholarship, but you want to pay, you have to pay it by yourself. You have to pay the tuition fee, something like that. You have to be aware. And you are not doing PhD like you have a goal. I will finish this time. No. It's not like that. What should motivate you when you are going to PhD? The first thing is the desire to get more knowledge. That's very important. And also, when you have that desire, it's very important to go in area you love and you are passionate about. Otherwise, it is not sure that you can go to the end of your degree. And also, as we all know, in this life, we are not going to school like because we want to go to school. We are going to school if we came that one day we need to get a kind of job or we want something like that. Then you have to think, this area, if I select it, how it can help me to achieve my career goal, like what I want to do, like job, the next years or something like that. You need to try to manage all that things before find what is motivating you before get into PhD studies. And after that, now you can go to select your research area, your research topic, because you already select the field, you have understood the things related to the PhD. Now you need to select a topic. I insist again, it's very important to select what you are passionate about. If the topic you select, like it claims that you goes to a topic that you are not passionate about, try to create an artificial passion. Like it is very important to have a passion before you get forward. If you don't have that passion when you started, try to create an artificial one. It's very important. Then to see if you can go to research or not, you can discuss with people, see what they are saying, how their life is, something like that. How is it? Is it easy? Is it difficult? And how they are handling things. If you think you can do it. And when selecting your topic, you have to follow all these steps on the figures you can see. You have to try, you already have the area, you make research on the published papers in the area and try to find what can passionate you. If you find, you have to be very specific and also be sure that what you are talking about can be done. That's why you need to read before. So you cannot wake up one morning and say that no. You have to be sure, you have to have some references that help you to say that this may be possible to be done. Then you will do it. And when you select your topic, as we said, you select your university. You select the university now, you need to find a professor. Like in China, there are two kinds of way to find a supervisor. The first and the mostly one is like you find the supervisor before you get to the school. Like the school will require you the admission letter, the acceptance letter from a professor when you are applying for the scholarship. But there are also some students who usually don't get a professor. Mostly it's master degree, don't get professor. Or sometimes you get here, the professor they are assigning, maybe he moved or something. You need to find a new professor. Then you have that two ways. In the case you have to select a professor, you need to find a professor that will care about your work, about you, and about everything related to you. You need to find someone who can care about your success, who will know that you are trying your best. It's very important to be working with someone who know your value and value you. It's very important. Otherwise, you will be very sad every day. Maybe the professor you will see, you will get, who may be the best supervisor, will not be like a famous or something. But the most important thing is to be available for you when needs and to help you to move forward. Sometimes you will find a professor who is famous in his field, something like that. It's not because he's famous, that means he's a good supervisor. No. Maybe he's a politician, maybe he's doing other things, that's why he's famous. It's not also because someone taught you during a course, he was laughing with you, that means he's a good supervisor. No. That not work like that. You need to try to get like his previous students or ask about him, something like that. But sometimes we are in our countries, we don't know how things happening, but like you cannot find a previous student of the professor here because you are like in Africa, you are in Ghana, you cannot find a student here. It's difficult. Even if sometimes you can check online to find their published papers, to find their name, you are not sure if he will tell you the truth or not. Then you don't have choice. You have to select from the catalog and contact him. But if you have someone here who he supervised previously, you can ask. If you don't have, you need to select. Otherwise, like in blending, you don't know who you will be facing here. But that's what. Then now, we select the professor, we select the research topic, we have everything. Now we understood how the research, how to get into PhD. Now we will go to talk about the life and types of a PhD students. That's the very important part, because I hope I assume that most people here, we are already in the PhD journey. What I will be saying here, I'm sure that most of us are facing it. The most important thing is what we are facing is one thing, and what we are doing to handle it is another thing. It's very important to try to find the correlation between the failure and the success. As I was saying now, PhD is failure, like temporary failure. If you know that before you start, you should know that you will be looking forward, whatever happens. I'm also coming back to what I was saying about the topic. You have to love your research topic. You have to love it. It's very important. Because forward, you love your research topic, you love yourself, it's finished. Because you cannot be waking up every morning. You're waking up every morning, going to the lab. Like, there are some people who used to sleep even in the lab. You cannot do that if you don't know what you are doing, if you are not passionate about it. You need something that should push you forward. If you don't love it, you cannot. And if you get, like, there are some people who they arrive here, the professor tell them that you should do this, you should do this. And as the guy, he just want to get the degree to go for job. He will accept to do what the professor is telling him to do. In case you accept it, you should know that it will not be easy before you accept it. But if you accept it, try to create an artificial patient. It's very important. Try to create an artificial love for the topic. Once you get in, you need love and passion before move forward. Otherwise, 8 o'clock, you will still be on your bed because you don't know, you don't have any motivation that will pick you up to go to your lab. And also, in case you select your topic by yourself and you are sure that you love it and you think that you can move forward with it, you need to make sure that it meets the expectation of the supervisor. And to make sure for that, you need to convince the supervisor that that topic is very important. It's related to his focus, his interest, and it can bring significant impact in the field. Otherwise, there are some professors, he will tell you, no, I don't want you to work on this. But there are some people he will say nothing. He will let you be working. After I know some supervisors at the defense, they will tell to the committee that these students, when I was speaking to him, he don't used to understand what I was saying. That's what he will be saying to the committee during the defense. I have seen some supervisors like that, even in Africa or in other countries. I have seen. And it's very important to discuss. You love the topic, you try to convince him. You should know how to sell yourself. You don't need to go tell him, Professor, I want to work. No, you need to find a way. It is your professor. You have been with him some days or some weeks. Try to find a way to convince him. Let him accept what you want to do. Other things to know is the literature survey. As the previous speaker said, it's very important to know how to do literature survey. For a PhD student, a research student, that is the first and most important thing to do once you get it in. Even before get in, when you are selecting your topic, you have to do it. And once you get in for your proposal defense or something like that, you need to do it. Because mostly the proposal we send before we accept it to come is not usually the same on which we are working. Maybe they will accept you, will come here, the professor will suggest you another topic or something, or you come here, you find things different, and you will want to select another topic. Then you need first to do the literature survey. That will help you to get updates, what is be doing in the research field you selected, and what are the gaps, and what you can fill in. What's the gap you can fill? You have to also be sure that what you are thinking about to do, another person has done it or not. What am I wanting to do? Is it new or not? If you are not sure like that, you will wake up one morning and see what you are doing in your lab. Someone published the same, and the same idea you were having, it's possible. It cannot be the same exactly, but most of the results you were expecting someone already published. And you have to get updates every time, be sure. And to get updates is by doing a comprehensive literature survey. And after that, you should keep updating through like some platform, academic platforms, and some things like Google Scholar, things like that. And to get you can read journals. To read journals, you can use Google Scholar. Google Scholar is a database. It includes journals, papers published from many journals. While when you go to Elsevier is just for some journals. Springer is for some journals, but Google Scholar, you can find papers from Springer, from Elsevier, from ACS, you can find them from Google Scholar. Then you have to try to master it at the beginning before inter. But if you miss it before inter, because it's not all people who used to send proposal before get accepted. Then once you accept it, you need to start doing it. Start it the first year is very important for you, because as mostly in China, at the end of the first year, we need to do proposal defense. If you don't do like literature survey, I'm not sure you can pass your proposal defense. Normally, in some universities, they are very close on that. Temporary failure as a part of process. As I was saying, you will be doing everything. Like you are trying your best, you are doing everything during the PhD, but most of the time what you are doing is failing. Other people in the lab will be thinking like, because for us who are international students, it's not easy. Sometimes people will think, because he's international student, he's not doing something. The professor also, because he's not all time in the lab, he's not all time in the school with you. He'll be thinking, you are not trying your best, because he is waiting for something to see if you are trying your best or not. You'll feel like you are lazy, you want to drop everything all time. You cannot enjoy your life. But let me tell you that means if you are feeling like that, that means you don't know what is research about. Even your professor, he also in his time has felt like that. before today is a professor. Most of people have failed like that. Then it's very important to keep moving, whatever happens. You need to know, as we said, you need to love what you are doing. If you love what you are doing and you are waking up every day, trying your best, if it's failing, then you should know that you are not lazy and you are no more a failure. What you are doing, that is what we call research. You need to know you are exactly on the way to the research. You just have now to know how to learn from those mistakes to move forward. If you do something and at once and you get it, you have to repeat it again to be sure that it's maybe in the process there was a mistake. If in the result, there was not mistake, that means in the way you did it, maybe it is wrong. If the way is good and there is there is a failure, you should know that that's a good way. You do something once and you get a good thing. No. You should repeat it 3 times to be sure. That's very important. You do it fail. Sometimes you do your experiment. Maybe you will spend 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You do something. For people in chemical chemistry, in power engineering, you will do something. You prepare a simple something like that, and maybe someone mistakenly touch it and it's broken. It will break, something like that. But you spend 4 weeks to do it. What will you do? Will you get sad? No. You just have to do it again. And when doing it again, you will discover more things. Albert Einstein used to say, if we knew what it was we were doing, it will not be called research. It is because you don't know what you are doing. That's what you call the research. Then when there is a failure, you still assume that you still don't know exactly what is it. You still be searching again. The word itself says research. You don't need to get started. You need to try. You will fail. Try again. You will fail until one day you will win. But it's very important to learn from your mistakes, from the failures. That's why everything, what is happening when you are doing an experiment, when there is a failure, you should try to note it somewhere. Today you'll be thinking like it is a failure, but you should know that it will help you one day. You will not notice that, but it will help you. You will use that. It is not only the good results who are usually published, no. Some bad results also can be published. But mostly students are thinking about good results because he has something in his head he wants to get. Because he read the papers, he said this guy, this group got this group got this, then me also I want to get this. No, if you knew that you need to get it, what are you searching now? What kind of research you are doing? Research is something nobody found before. If you know that it should be this, why you are doing research? You just have to, you need some hypothesis. You have the hypothesis and then you try to work if it is work good, if it's not work. If the most important in most of disciplines is the mechanism behind everything. It's very important. The mechanism behind. Even you get a bad result, but you try to find mechanism behind the process, you can publish your work. People can be more interested in your work. Bad result is one thing, and what is behind, why it is not what I expected. Why is very important to reply. If you reply to that, you can move forward with your experiment, but will publish your bad results. How to keep moving forward despite the temporary failure? The first thing is to believe in yourself. You should know that you can do it. Because you love your topic, you are trying your best. You should just know that you can do it. Nothing happens at once. It's not possible. You believe yourself. Because if you are not believing in yourself, who will believe you? As someone used to say, believe yourself and people will believe in you. If you are not believing in yourself, you think the success will believe you? Success will also not, we cannot believe you. You have first to believe in yourself and say every morning when you wake up, tell to yourself that I can do it. You need to stay very confident, trying, struggling, trying what you can do. It's very important. It's very important to get to be looking forward, stay positive in everything. It is true, it's not easy, but if you try to move behind this step, like believing in yourself and try to experiment the power of the self-confidence, I'm sure that you can achieve what you want. Usually you will find people after 2 years, 3 years, you don't have publication, they are worrying about how I can graduate, something like that. It is true, it's not easy, but you can if you believe in yourself. It's very important. As you are, your daily things will be failure. What can keep you moving forward if you don't believe in yourself? That's the problem. You drop out for nothing, but you can do it. You have also to collaborate with people, like the people in China who are not speaking Chinese. Like there are some people who used to come to study in English. They are not speaking Chinese, while most of the equipment in the lab are in Chinese. You need to keep discussing, collaborating with people, with Chinese people in there, because mostly in China, professors are not in the lab. You will be there with other students. If you ask about something, professor will tell you, ask the other students, something like that. You need to collaborate with them. The equipment are in Chinese, they will help you. And also sometimes you will be there, the equipment you want to use, maybe another person already want to use it. Then you have to discuss with them. Me, usually what I used to do is, I used to schedule my week from the previous weekends. I schedule and I try to estimate what I want to do. And I ask each of them, will you use this next week? Yes, I will use it from this day, this time. Okay, I note it. You will do this next week, something like that. And I will notice all the equipment I expect to use. Then after, I try to discuss with them the time you want to use it. Can you move? Like if someone say he want to use it at 8, I know that usually they don't used to go to the lab at 8. What I used to do, I will ask him, can you use it from 9 to 10? 8 and 9 is not so far. He or she will say yes. Then me, if I surely want to use the equipment, I will go there at 7 or 6:30 to use it. Because if I don't use it that day, maybe it will go for after 2 weeks or 3 weeks before I use it. And that time, I will not discover what I will discover if I use it very earlier. Then I need to sacrifice my sleep, go there at 6:30 or 7, I use it. At 9, when he will come, I will move for other things. Then you need to try to manage, because it's not because of you, they will let the equipment for you. No, you have to manage. If someone book it before you cannot tell him to move it because you want to do something. No, but you can discuss and find a suitable time when you need to sacrifice something for yourself. Because earlier you do it, you find that the result is bad, then earlier you will plan for the next experiment, and more you can move forward. The time is running very fast. If you say, today someone is using, tomorrow someone is using, it will be there, someone is using, someone is using, someone is using. 3 years will go. That will not be easy. During your experiments, everything you are facing, you need to be writing it up. It's very important. It's very important. I have done some experiments. The experiments failed. I didn't make pictures. But after I noticed that I need those pictures for a paper, because the professor was asking when the experiment failed, if I have some pictures for that, I said no. But that time I was taking some of pictures just for joking because I was very sad. Then I took them to post on my status, something like that. That was the picture that saved me when I put on the paper, in the paper. Because everything what's going on, everything you notice during your experiments, in the sample or during the process, it's very important to keep it. Make a picture to save somewhere. Maybe you will need it. That will be a proof that you have tried. Because as I said, the professor will not be in the lab every time. You need to show him something that you are trying your best. Because there are some people, they are waiting for the results. You are struggling. You are going there 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. He is not there with you. Once you don't have a result like a paper ready to be published, some professors, they will not know that you are trying your best. Then you have to show them something during the meetings, like weekly meetings or monthly meetings. You need to be showing something you are doing. And bad results also are very important for that. And also for your future, for the future of your publications or something, you need those bad results will be very important because you have to learn from them. Previously, it was like this, and this could be the reason. Because now, as this is given this, you have to make relationship and find out the mechanism behind. If you are not taking notes, you should start doing it now. You need also to have a schedule for yourself. And also including like the day you can be going to exercise, to play football or other things. It's very important. You need to have it by yourself, for yourself, and also keep it. Have some short-term goal. You can say at the end of this month, I need to reach this something. It is true. It will not work like that because in research, it's not because like Monday is no. In research, you will make a schedule. It is true that it will not follow that. It's not easy like that, but you need to make it. You need to make it. If you don't have a schedule, you should try to make it. You will not follow it. We know that, but make it. That will help you to know in the following weeks how to schedule what should come before what, something like that. You need to prioritize things. How to get prepared for the research publications. As we all know, writing a research paper is not easy, as people used to think. And also in most universities, it is a requirement to have a publication before graduates. Then when you are starting your PhD, you have to know when you want to graduate and what time you expect to submit a paper. You need to know that very earlier when you started your PhD journey. If you don't know that, you should set it now. It's very important. And when you know that, you have to put on everything, every strength God gave you, you have to put it on to achieve what you expect. That's theoretically. In practical, maybe there will be some delay, something like that, but you would have tried your best before. Sometimes we have something, we think that it is not enough to be published, something like that. You will wake up one morning and see someone publish on the idea you are neglecting from your head. You are thinking about something, you think, this is not good, this is not enough, something like that. I will tell you that once you have an idea, you write it down. Tomorrow you will have a little idea, you write it down. One day you will see it like it can be a paper. But if you are just thinking in your head, don't think that you can move forward. No. You have an idea, write it somewhere. Because surely tomorrow you will have another idea. Because you are in a research field, right, on a research focus, you have a focus. Then it is true that most of the idea you will be having will be related to that topic. Then one day you will link the idea you wrote, you will find that it can be a paper. Writing a paper is not something, it's not easy, but it's not something enough. You just need to find something another people not yet found. That's what is about research paper publications. You need to find something something new, another people. Even for review papers, you need to define, like to detect something, a topic that is not yet published. There is no review about it yet. Then you cannot reach it like that. If you read the paper today, you found something, you didn't mark it somewhere. Tomorrow you read another paper, you will find something that is relating to the previous paper you read. But the previous paper, you didn't note it. Now you forgot what paper it was about. How can you link them now? That's the thing you need to do. You need to try to handle it on that way. And everything come in mind, note it. You are doing experiments, bad results, note them. Bad results, make some pictures, save them somewhere. You will need them. That will help you anyway to understand the mechanism behind everything. You are like you are writing, you have also to keep reading new work in your own area because if you are not reading, you wake up one morning, another person publish. I remember last year, I woke up on June 4th of June. I woke up, I found a paper published on a topic I was preparing to publish related to machine learning application to my research field. I was preparing data to write a paper on that. But first I was neglecting, I was thinking this could not be enough, something like that. I woke up on June 4th of 2021 because every morning I used to check my platforms like ResearchGate, Google Scholar, and other platforms. I went on it, I found topic exactly what I was working on about, just because I neglected it. And it's very important to keep updates, and whatever you have as idea, try to make it something. Try to write it down before judging it. Don't keep it just in your mind and judging it there. No. Now, during the first year, most of students think that they have only courses. It is true that professors or universities say that first year is courses, something like that. But it's not because you have course first year, then after they will extend. For people who have scholarship, maybe they can extend because they are under scholarship. But you who are like self-financed, don't try that. In the first year, try to have two types of time, the best period and the down times. The best period, like because you are attending courses, you have some assignment to do, something like that. The time you are tired, something like that, you have to be reading papers, listening to webinars, get suitable information, even looking forward for critical review writing. If you can do experiments, you can do it, no problem. But mostly first year, if you have enough courses like master, PhD, master students have enough courses. PhD also, courses are not enough, but you have to handle it. If you can do experiment, it's good. But if you cannot do experiment, try to be reading papers and get prepared for critical review writing. It's very important. Very important, because if you are there like in the second year is not second year. The third year is not a year. It's about 9 months or 8 months. Then you will not have time there to do it, to move forward. How you need to, as I said previously, you need to stay update about research progress in your field. Because what you know is one thing. What you know is one thing. What you don't know is another thing. What you don't know also is another thing. Then to fill these gaps, you have to keep update. Because there are some people who have been working on in that field before you. Then they have more experience and they have more resources than you. Then hearing from them, like they are speaking, how they are dealing with their research work, that will help you very, very, very much. But if you are not doing like that, it will be very difficult. And also, when you are hearing from professors, you will be knowing what you can expect if your will is to become a professor one day. That will help you. You have also to be attending some conferences and meetings, because here you will show that there is an interesting topic you are working on it. And also you can be exchanging with people, something like that. Those exchanges will help you to make networks, because one thing is to get in your PhD, another thing is to get networks. And today in our life, the most important thing is the networking. You have to be networking with the good person for you in your field. Otherwise, I don't know what you will be calling success if you don't have a good network. Because everything you will reach in this life is about information. And to get information is network. And those conferences and other things it's help for networking. To stay updates about publications and everything, you need to subscribe to many platforms like Google Scholar. Google Scholar, you can register, you have your profile, and when there are some publications related to your field, you will be getting it. Me, every morning, I used to check my Google Scholar to see the newest publications. And sometimes they can send me some link on my Google email. You can also register on ResearchGate, but ResearchGate is not all publication there. It's the publication the authors put there, you can see, but it's not all publication. But Google Scholar, you can find many publications there. This also actually is a kind of platform where there are preprints who are deposited there. Like those papers there are not yet published, are not yet peer reviewed, but you can see them there and know that people are working on this. And then that can help you to be directed for your research field. Thriving in changing time. When the pandemic came, as we can see, hard work is important, but it's very important to make a smart decision. If today I can say that I have many publications, like about 10, it's because when the pandemic came, I have changed things. Because in university, I have Wi-Fi, I have books and other things. Then I try to use these resources to turn on towards critical review, process simulation, and machine learning. As previously, my master's degree was electrical engineering. I have some little knowledge in machine learning and simulation. Then I had tried to use everything I have on my hands to be moving forward. Now we will be talking about the supervisor relationship. As we can see on these pictures, usually students think that the professor is like a mentor. He will be helping you. He will be like, but what can happen is the professor is looking you at a brain because he just wants some results for research papers. First, when you admit, you will integrate the group of the professor. You can learn a lot from the other students as well as from several various meetings. And also, it's very important to have a good relationship with your professor because he can destroy your life or he can improve it. He can introduce you to many people, then you can network and that can help you in the future. And also your professor, if you are in good relationship with him, he asking you what to do and why you did it, something like that, that will be also a kind of motivation pushing you forward because you will want to do more, something like that. And you should know how to discuss with your professor also, because you cannot, like at the beginning, you need to know on which way you will be working. It's very important. Generally, the relationship starts very well when you started, but on the way, it's not always sweet. The student expects from the professor like the coaching, the guidance, the training, the motivation, knowledge, while the professor expects from the students the scientific research. He needs his project to be completed and he needs publications. There are some things we need to know as students is that our professors are not doing us a favor. When we publish papers, that help them very high. And also some professors are paid to supervise us. For mostly people who are under scholarship, even people who are self-financed, you should know that. And when the result came out, usually you need to expose to him. He can use it for other things you will not know because you are powerless students. And you have to know that and know that he is not doing a favor to you. First, you need to know that. And you cannot be discussing a professor and tell him no like that, no. We are in research. When you say no, you need to show, like follow by some things. No, because you have some references you try to put. And no, I understand what you said, but I think this will be good because of this. You need to justify every no. All no you will be saying to your professor, it's better to justify it. Always stay polite towards him, but you cannot be saying yes, 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 no. You say no, but you need to justify why you say no. It's very important. Why sometimes you can be feeling like supervisor it does have time for you, something like that. The first thing is that professor has many tasks to manage. They have class to teach, many students to supervise. Imagine you send your paper one day, and other students send, he has 20 students, all of them send papers one day. Maybe it will take 3 months there before he send you feedback. It's possible. Then you have to check the suitable time for him to check your paper. The other reason that can be make like professor is not interested in your work is when you are working on a project that's not in his main interest. Because sometimes, as I said previously, some professors, like you came with a topic, he will let you be working on it. But just when you are asking for his support, he will not be guiding you because it's not in his interest. He is looking for some application related to a given topic because he wants to apply to a given project, something like that. Another reason also is that maybe you are not doing much efforts. As I said, you are trying your best, professor is not there to see you. Maybe other students, they are making a report about you. Then you have to be letting the professor know that you are trying your best all the time. It's very important. And also sometimes when you are an international student, there are some professors, they don't care about you so much. And other reason is that maybe the supervisor himself is a bad person because any good supervisor should be impressed by the experiment result of his student, even if it is good. It's not good or good. Yes. How to deal with the supervisor? You should know you need to be discussing with the professor all the time, but it's very important to know that it is your research topic. It's not the research topic of the professor. It's your research topic. It is you. You need to make the first step. You need to try to do the most greatest part of the work. And when you send him, when he gives some suggestion, you need to defend. So like we defend that to him because he will be asking you some questions. You need to get prepared for that. But if once you send something, he called you, discussion, and you are not able to defend what you were saying, maybe next time he will not give importance for what you send to him. And that is not good. Then you need, when you have the chance to discuss with someone the first time, you need to get to impress the person. Then next time the person will be looking forward to be discussing with you. But if he notice like you are not taking things seriously, something like that, then next time maybe you will send him something, he will be saying, oh, there is nothing good inside, something like that. And also you should know, because a good professor cannot promote a work that is not good for him. But sometimes the professor can be wrong. Maybe he's not understanding what you are saying. It is for you to try to explain to him, to convince him with references. Because in academia, people used to understand more with references. Even sometimes there are some papers, there are some mistakes inside. But usually try to get good papers to justify what you are saying. He will understand more. Because you are just a student. If you are saying that it is true that sometimes he will not believe in what you are saying. But when you show him references, he will not have shares. He has to believe you. Even try to find his previous paper he published, if possible. His previous paper he published. Tell him that in this paper your group published, you did this. And you will see that he will see, okay. And he will now be trusting you. It's very important. The deadlines. When you have a deadline to submit something like a paper or something like that, as I said, you need to fix a deadline where you want to submit, when you want to submit your paper. When you have that deadline, don't wait 2 days of the deadline to send the paper to professor. You know that maybe he's busy, maybe he has other things to do. Send it to him very earlier. Like if you plan, you have 2 days left, assume that you have 20 days, send him. He will delay it. When he delay it, try to remind him or try to ask him. The way of reminding is to ask him a question related to what you did, or try to find something. If that even that does have sense, try to say something. He should know that that work is important. Make him to know that it is important. Or we are talking about something, say, okay, in the paper I sent you, I don't know if you, but I think what you are talking about, I mentioned it somewhere there. You will see that he will go to that paper. He'll go to your paper and try to revise it. And once he is impressed by something in the paper, you will see that he will now take care of it, to revise it very carefully, and try to send it to a journal. Then don't wait for good results. So go to discuss with your professor. Bad result, good result, everything, try to do it. It's very important. And sometimes maybe the professor is very bad. You cannot, everything you are doing is like he's coming back from the hell. Then that time you can go to the department, go to other person to try to complain. But sometimes you will complain like that, but no one will stand for you. Sometimes you can decide to keep silent and move forward. But usually it's not easy. But if you can do it, try it. But if you cannot do it, you can drop out. It's very important. Now, from this lecture, what you can notice is just PhD is not like a straightforward line. There are many steps you have to follow, and this is in tree life. And you should know that on this way, you should try to find time for yourself. You need to find time for yourself. Nothing will be happening, will be worked at once. You need to be looking forward, but trust yourself, stay self-confident, and know that you can achieve it. People are doing it before you. If you have a great strategic plan, you can do it. And the strategic plan means you are passionate about the topic, and you believe in yourself, and you priorly know that it is a way of failure and success. Failure, success, something like that. And the other question people used to ask is, PhD, is it just for people who want to go to academics? I will say no, not pure academic, because after the PhD, you will have many skills. Organization, like you will be like self-discipline, problem-solving skill, communication skill, because you will be attending conference, you'll be making some workshop, something like that. You have many skills that can help you to go in any kind of fields you want to go, like in like personal society, you will create your own properties or something like that. In industry, you can go everywhere. And also today we are talking about research and development, something like that. Then PhD is not for people who want to go to academics. But before starting your PhD, try to search to see, according to your goal career, the PhD I'm doing, how is it easy or how is it difficult to get a job after in industry if I want to go? Even people are doing PhD to go to academia, but after it's not easy for them to get a job there. It's not easy. In some countries, it's not easy. Even in America, I have read that in 2091, about 23% of people who got PhD were going to industry and academia, sorry. But then the percentage have reduced during the year because it is not easy. And most of industries also don't want to hire people who have doctor because it requires more money, something like that. Then you have to be sure before getting into. It is true, sometimes we will talk about faith and hope, but when you plan something, that will help God to help you. Thank you very much. This is the end of this talk, and I'm very glad to having shared with you what I've experienced this time. And you should know that, as you can see here, the way is not straightforward, but you can. After 3 years, you are able to become a doctor. Your question, comment, and concern are welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Janja. It was
Welcome.
a very interesting presentation. And as usual, we will open the floor for questions.
Okay.
10 minutes. So please, if you have a question, you can raise your hand or you can type it in the chat section so that Please, any questions? Okay, I see a hand up. Jules. Can you hear me? Or I'm not making the name right. Jules, right?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you, Dr. Janja, for the presentation. I would like to ask a question, particularly about the failure part. Do you have any practical things or way to handle setbacks or a failure? Do you have a way? How do you handle it to still stay positive?
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Mawinyo. That's a great question. How I handle it, I think, as I said, it is from my side. I didn't choose the topic I'm working on now. When I get in the PhD, it was not easy at the beginning. But what I did is I create a self-love. If you love what you are doing, you will notice that the failure is just it's just for a little time, just for temporary. Then first, I didn't love what I was assumed to do. But as I noticed that I want to do it, I create artificial love. And once I love it, every morning when I'm waking up, it's because I love it. And I know that I will fail. But I know that that failure is not for a long time. The first thing is to know that it's not sure what you will do will succeed. If you know that, that's the most important. And also believe yourself that it will not succeed today, but tomorrow I can do it. The self-confidence. It's very important. If you know that, you believe in yourself, have self-confidence, and you can achieve it. Mr.
Thank you
Mario?
very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. The next question would be from Madison. Madison.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, you can talk.
Okay, I'm Malisi, and I want to first say thank you for your presentation. That you make emphasis so much on passion.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's my question. I have my bachelor probably in a different discipline, right? And
Yes.
I think I did a master in a different discipline. And then
Yes.
return of the PhD,
Yes.
I intend to do my PhD in a field I did my bachelor in. So what is a possibility? Do you see a possible for it to happen?
You mean you wanted to do a PhD in the same field like the bachelor, right?
Yeah, example, I did a bachelor in criminal justice.
Yes.
And I did my master in education.
Yes.
And I
now
want to do, yeah, I'm
PhD in the bachelor field.
Yes. So is it possible? Why is it possibility?
It is possible. Like me, like take my example. Like me, my master degree was electrical engineering. Okay, electrical engineering, and my PhD I am doing now in chemical engineering. Then, as I said at the beginning, I was coming to China because when I applied, I selected automation for energy engineering. When they sent me admission notice, I found chemical engineering. I wrote to them, they didn't reply, as it was the government relationship scholarship. I was told that when I came to China, I can change. I arrived here, they said they cannot change. I tried everything, they cannot change. Then one day I decided to move forward. And then what I have done is to create an artificial patient. I know that with time, it will become a real patient. It's very important. You can do it. As in your case, you have a bachelor in the field. I think it will be easy for you to do it, but you need to be sure that that is what you really want to do. You need to be sure in yourself that that's what you really want to do, and you love what you want to do. Because if you love it, you can be working every day to be working on it, and you can succeed. And mostly during the PhD, people will be evaluating you according to the publications, but inside yourself, you know how you need to evaluate yourself. It's what you are learning new in the field. That's what is important. Then I think you can do it. Just make sure inside yourself that that's what you want to do and you love it. And then it's okay. PhD is not a continuous thing from master or bachelor, but it's advised to follow the same thing.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, that's clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Osetutu, I'll come to you now, but before then, let me read something from the chats. Someone said you made mention of Google Scholar and another platform. I think the person wants to know that second platform you talked about. What was the name of that?
ResearchGate. ResearchGate
Okay,
and ArchiveX. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, this platform, ResearchGate, you can create your profile there also. ResearchGate is like there, people used to put their research. Okay. Then, like as you can see here, like every morning, I used to log in. When I log in, I will see publication related to your interest. They will be sending it to you. On Google Scholar also, when you can see where I put in red is a paper I saved to read after. I saved on my library to read after. Then you see the most recent published papers, and you can click on the star to save it. Read it after, or if you can read it, you can read it.
So just a follow-up to that question, what you just said, are they mostly free, or you have to subscribe?
For ResearchGate is free. For Google Scholar, I think mostly people used to relate their email to an institution. I have never tried to register like out of my university to see how it is. But for ResearchGate, you can register with any kind of email.
How about the active?
Please.
The active, the last one.
Active is like a website. You go there, you will find some paper. Yes, like a website.
Okay, all right.
I think you can create an account there also.
Okay, all right, sure. So someone asked a question that how do you manage relationship with your Chinese colleagues in the lab? Please, short, yes, concise, so that we move.
Okay, that's what I said. You need to be discussing with them. It's not easy because even your Chinese colleagues, they are not speaking English very well. Then it's not easy to discuss with them. But you need to try to find what you want from them. Discuss with them. They are planning, you know that they are using same equipment with them. Ask them to see how, when they will use it, and try to get the good side for you. It's very important. Yes.
Okay. Osetutu, you can. I think you are the last person we can take because our time is up. So please make it concise.
All right, thank you, and I'll make sure I'll make it snappy. Thank you for your presentation. I think your name is quite, as you know. But first of all, in your presentation, made it clear that sometimes to get a PhD and take it to the industry become very difficult because of, payment or salary issues. But there are some common people who are so interested to work in industries with a PhD, not entirely to maybe move into academia. So do you advise those people who are not yet done their PhD to move forward to do and work in an industry, or with their masters, you can just go straight to the industry and work?
Thank you for your question. In fact, I think I cannot tell to someone to let the PhD or not, but PhD is very important. And also, we all know that today, most of people are not willing to be their own boss also. Even you are willing to go to industry or something, you can still focusing on your PhD because before you get into PhD, that means that you love it and you want to do something new for the research. You can go to PhD, after you will go to your industry. But when you know that you want to move from the academy after your PhD, don't discuss that with your professor. Don't discuss that with your professor or your department, because they will not allow you. If they know that you will go out from the academia, it will be like a waste for them to spend their time to be taking care of you. It's not easy for most of professors to take it. There are some professors who can agree with you, but most of professors, they will not like to see their student moving from academia to industry. Or leaving the research community.
Thank you very much. I know I said the last one, but let me just give an opportunity to Dominic. Dominic, make it snappy.
Yeah, this just a comment and a suggestion to what the last speaker asked. To me, I think moving to industry will be good. Then you now come back to do your PhD, because when you want to go into teaching, that's why we have a problem linking industry and academia, because most of us just go into the academia without even knowing what the equipment are in the industry. And at the end, when we are teaching, or even when we are doing our research, we always find problems. So the industry is very good. And to be able to know what to do, you need to be able to blend the two. So going into industry and coming to do your PhD is a very good, you'll get a practical situation that you deal with, a practical problem that you can implement. Thank you.
Thank you for your
thank you. Thank you very much. So Mr. Janja, any last words for us?
Oh, shit.
Thank you, Mr. Armiel. I will just thank you for giving me this opportunity, because it is very interesting to share, and I like sharing. And also here, I think I have learned new things, and I hope maybe in the coming times, maybe we'll be having other opportunities also. Thank you for the organizers, Xi'an and Shanghai NUGS communities. Thank you for Ghanaian people.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very
and
much.
Thanks for all attenders. And I wish each of us to succeed in his PhD journey and his life also.
Amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Janja. All right, so I think our time is almost up, so we just move straight to the closing remarks by Sandra Mensah. Please, are you here?
Yes, please, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I think that overall we've had a very good session, and I mean, this is thanks to like Almighty God, and Dr. Ziga and Dr. Mr. Janja. We really appreciate you for taking this opportunity to give us this session today. It's been wonderful, and personally, I've really learned a lot, and I'm like very happy to be here. Also, we would like to thank the people who joined, our members who joined. I think this wouldn't have been a success without you guys. So thank you very much. And to the host team, Xi'an and Shanghai, congratulations to both chapters. I think that today's session has been very, very good. So yeah, I am told that we also have some citations for our two presenters. Ideally, we'll just give them like a citation if we were to be offline, but since it's online, I'll just go ahead and read the citations for everybody to hear. So in recognition and appreciation for being a key and outstanding speaker of the 3-day research-oriented academic workshop seminar themed The Pathway to Academic Excellence held on Zoom from 18th of February to the 20th of February 2022, NUGS Shanghai and Xi'an chapters hereby express their utmost appreciation and present this citation of honor to our noble speaker, Mr. Aurelio Sangu Janja. I'm really sorry if I mispronounced your name. Your presence and knowledge shared will go a long way to aid students in many areas of their academic lives, especially in research writing, among others. The seminar was a huge success because of you, our prestigious speaker. We greatly appreciate your kind gestures of making yourself available. Oh, guys. I appreciate you guys for sending the text, but it keeps blocking me, sorry. We greatly appreciate your kind gestures of making yourself available and gracing us with your presence, time, and knowledge. Thank you very much, Mr. Janja, for accepting our call today.
Thank you very much. Thanks for all the organizers.
Yeah, and then another one would also go to Dr. Ziga. I don't know if I'm supposed to read that too, but I'll just go ahead and read it. In recognition and appreciation for being a key and outstanding speaker of the 3-day research-oriented academic workshop seminar themed The Pathway to Academic Excellence, held on Zoom from 18th of February to 20th of February 2022, NUGS Shanghai and Xi'an chapters hereby express their utmost appreciation and present this citation of honor to our noble speaker, Dr. Yao Yevenyo Ziga. Your presence and knowledge shared will go a long way to aid students in many areas of their academic lives, especially in research writing, among others. The seminar was a huge success because of you, our prestigious speaker. We greatly appreciate your kind gesture of making yourself available and gracing us with your time and knowledge. Thank you very much, Dr. Ziga, and thank you very much, Mr. Janja, for this, for gracing our occasion. We really appreciate you both for being here with us today.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Yeah, so tomorrow is the second day. So we want to see the same, or even a better attendance than today. Today was massive, and we appreciate everyone who made time to be present today. So we will have a closing prayer from Leslie. Could you, if you are here, please give us a closing prayer from Xi'an.
Yeah, hello. Please, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
All right. Please kindly join me even as we pray. Father Lord, we thank you so much for such a lovely day. We thank you for taking us through the first section. We are so much grateful for such a successful program. We thank you for all that you've done for us, oh Lord Jesus. We thank you for the life of all the organizers, even the resource personnel you've granted us with. We thank you for all the attendees as well. We commit the rest of the days also into your hands, oh Lord Jesus, that even as we've had a successful one today, we know the rest are also going to be a success. We commit the section into your hands, oh Lord. Grant us with the needed knowledge for our career pathways in the name of Jesus. That, Father Lord, everything that we will learn here, may we implement them in our lives. We thank you so much. In Jesus' name we prayed. Amen.
Amen. All right, so thank you very much for coming, everyone, and we will meet again tomorrow. It's a DJ boy,
Suleiman, I'll tell me the one thing they grow.
Fair. Maybe. 9, 10, pepe.
Hey.
My time on papa.
Hey, Ade. Who said that?
Okay.
I'm sitting here looking at myself. Oh, please. I thought you would help me.
My own child.
Okay, very good.
President Salimata now way. Me too won't come.
My speaker is on and I'm here chatting. I'm here.
I'm here.
I don't want to come and say.
Thank you so much.
Manya, we go scatter and the whole place go bad. If you no get money, go home. All my fine girls won't go low. Shame how you sure say you they hold. My wedding now if you know you broke. Up in the party I do every day. My friends they call me Jawule, 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 So when you see me on a Friday night, in LA, party babe.
Forget to invite. The bounce me girls, we share inside. Yeah, with the coffee and I may back. So for them, I say man fat. I may start party as a club. I don't pay the way. Cause you are madam, don't go the way. This is food. I may find out me do fear pet. This is for the way. Sakina too. My send the location. Wahoo. Go by ya for the Jamila too. The crawling in our way size. Say free half party nebu. Your pet to carry the mumbo. Move on, oh. When I enter a fight
in LA, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe. See we want to. See we want to. In LA, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe. See we want to. See we want to.
Plenty money, already sort out my meal. I go the parties with the money. I go carry family bill. We outside. When we pull up, no signs. Come make we party. If you no get money, money oh my money. All the bills on me. Party baby. Me I want to play.
In LA, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe. See we want to. See we want to. In LA, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe, party babe. See we want to. See we want to. Before the party go end,
I can see this way I can let
make you go tell a friend.
Man, them so far to find your love. Can you never know, say you can't go so. Man, them so far to find your love. Can you never know, you can't go so. Man, them so far to find your love. Can you never know, say you can't go so. Man, them so far to find your love. Man, join your chin now, walk your don't talk. Coming like a thief in the night, long jaw. Can you know, say, all of my niggas, them ball. Nothing you go ever need at all. I join your chin now, walk your don't know. Taking it a break, at me, I know the rush. Baby, if you want me, catch a rebel, my mister would me. Yeah, follow. If be you, I go follow. And I hope you know, say you be Dodo. You did like Dodo, Bucci, you follow. Oh, follow. If be you, I go follow. And I hope you know, say you be Dodo. You did like Doro Gucci. Oh, girl, I wanna